Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I thought I'd start a new series here on the channel talking about the machines in Horizon Forbidden West. It's going to be a guide style series where we go over all the details of specific machines. The Clawstrider is going to be the machine we focus on today, and by the end of this video you'll know everything you need to know about them, from their strengths to weaknesses to what important resources they carry, and most importantly, how to take them down. If you're excited for this new series, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next upload. And without further ado, this is all you need to know about the Clawstrider. The Clawstrider is a mid-weight class machine introduced fairly early on in the game, and you'll be sure to encounter them almost anywhere you decide to travel in the Forbidden West. Their design is based off of the Velociraptor with their fast and aggressive demeanor, razor-sharp teeth, and large claws. You'll often find them traveling in packs with one another, aiming to use their high numbers to outsmart you and take you down. The standard Clawstrider uses large leap attacks, often with their tail to deal damage. It's often best to keep your distance from them in a fight, but if you decide to get in close with melee, be sure to watch out for their screeching attack, which will cause Aloy to cover her ears and be unable to perform any attacks for its duration. The Elemental Clawstrider has some additional range attacks that it uses to keep the fight interesting. Depending on which variant you encounter, it will either spray acid or fire from its mouth, shoot elemental bombs from its tail, and even disperse a continuous cloud of toxins at its feet if you decide to get all up in its personal space. When you're going into a fight with a standard Clawstrider, make sure to have an outfit that has good resistance to melee damage, as they only have physical attacks in their arsenal. The Oseram Artificer is my favorite choice for melee fights, but if you don't have this outfit yet, feel free to use something like the Nora Sentinel, which also has great resistance to melee damage. You can obtain this outfit at the Stitcher located in Plainsong. When fighting the elemental variants, be sure to have strong resistance to both fire and acid. Finding an outfit that has both resistances together, like the Nora Valiant, might be your best bet. But if not, the Nora Sentinel outfit will also be a great choice for fire resistance, while the Nora Anointed will be great for acid resistance. For weapons, you can really use anything you feel most comfortable with. Hunter bows deal great tear damage for removing their razor tail or resource containers, while warrior bows will be a great option if you decide to use melee along with it. Using a weapon with shock ammo like the Ancestor's Return will allow you to shock multiple Clawstriders in quick succession without using a lot of ammo. But if you feel more comfortable with a bow, try out the Shock Warrior bow to deal shock damage. This is an early game weapon that can be obtained by speaking to the groundskeeper at the first melee pit in the Daunt. To detonate the sacks on the Elemental Clawstrider's chest, you can use a weapon with high impact damage like a Sharpshot bow or a Spike Thrower. And for the Fire Clawstrider, use the Cloudburst Blast Sling with Purge Water bombs to exploit their Purge Water weakness. This blast sling can be obtained from a merchant at Camp Nowhere. The standard Clawstrider's main strengths are its agile nature and deadly melee attacks. Its body is strong versus acid damage, but weak against shock. The Apex variant is also weak to shock damage, but it obtains an extra strength against plasma damage. If you find yourself being overwhelmed by a pack of them, use a rope caster or shock damage to disable them for a portion of the fight. You can run in for a critical strike on the down machined or continue fighting off the rest of the pack. Another helpful tip is to use tear damage to remove their razor tail. This will disable all tail attacks they have. Standard Clawstriders also have a shock canister wrapped in armor underneath their chest, while the Apex variant will have a Glow Blast canister. With a well-placed arrow of their respective element, you can trigger a large elemental explosion, dealing high damage. Melee can also be an effective option for taking them down. Use a power attack to knock one down and you'll have some options for your next attack. Go in for a critical strike, detonate that elemental canister on its chest, or attack its two resource containers located on its back. Now, when taking on Elemental Clawstriders, you'll want to approach the fight in a slightly different manner. They have a bomb launcher instead of a razor tail, meaning they can lob elemental payloads at you from a distance. But if you decide to get in close, they can disperse a continuous elemental cloud around them for a short period of time. Your best bet will be to remove that bomb launcher to prevent it from lobbing bombs at you. You can even detach this weapon after the Clawstrider has been destroyed and carry it into your next fight. Both the fire and acid Clawstriders have sacks of their respective element on their chest, which you can detonate using impact ammo on any type of bow or shredder gauntlet. Fire Clawstriders are weak versus purge water, while obviously strong against fire damage. But the benefit of having a purge water weakness means that while drenched, that machine will be weak to any element. So in this case, you can make a fire Clawstrider weak to fire. The Apex variant will have the same weakness to purge water, but have added strength against acid damage. On the other hand, the acid Clawstrider will have a weakness versus shock and plasma damage while being strong against, you guessed it, acid damage. Likewise, its Apex variant will be strong versus acid and fire, while again being weak versus plasma. All Clawstrider variants will have 2 resource containers located on their backs, which are going to be weak spots for dealing damage and important for gaining any special resources. Clawstriders will drop a variety of loot with different percentages, but some of its more important loot used for upgrades are the Clawstrider Circulator with a 32% chance to drop, the Clawstrider Primary Nerve with a 23% chance to drop, and the Razor Tail with a 100% chance to drop if removed with tear damage before destroying the machine. Furthermore, the resource containers on all Clawstriders have a 15 to 16% chance of containing another primary nerve, so be sure to remove these containers before destroying the machine. On the Apex variants, you'll want to look out for Volatile Sludge and Apex Clawstrider Hearts. The Hearts have a 64% chance to drop, while the Volatile Sludge only has a 50% chance. And lastly, if left intact during the fight, Elemental Clawstriders have a 100% chance of dropping Elemental Clawstrider Sack Webbing, which is another important resource for buying and upgrading your gear. Clawstriders are a really well-designed machine in Horizon Forbidden West, and I hope this mini guide has helped you in some capacity for when you take them on in a fight. If you'd like to see more machine guide videos, go ahead and click on that video right there on your screen and give this video a like. It helps out the channel tremendously. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you all in the next one.